Welcome back to the video. Today we are in the Open Great League and we got a different team here to try out. So we got the Serperior paired with the Bastiodon and the Azumarill on the back. So this is a terrible lead here. I'm going to switch on to the Bastiodon. They revealed that they have Water Gun Lantern. So this has gone from bad to worse. We are going to have to tank this Serp here. We are going to be able to get to this Stone Edge at least to chip away at this Lantern. The idea here is to try to get it low enough or get in a situation where the Serperior can come back in and either farm down or potentially catch a move. So they go for the Serperior, denying us the Stone Edge, and now we're just going to come back in here with the Serperior. We can tank any move. All the moves from this Lantern are resisted. So we have a ton of energy on the Serperior, and now the Serperior with some energy versus this Talonflame. We're going to switch out. They revealed that they have the Lickitung here versus this Azumarill, depending on if we can shield the Power Whip. Shield up here first, ends up being the Body Slam bait. Our opponent here is going to have to make their own decision as well. We go for the Ice Beam. They are just going to tank the move. And now we have another decision to make. Is this going to be the Power Whip or a Body Slam? We decided to double shield, ends up being the Power Whip, so that was a great shield on that part. And now we're going to try to apply pressure onto this Lickitung. So we do finally grab a shield from this Lickitung here. Our opponent does end up catching the move. And the Talonflame right here is able to tank the Frenzy Plant really easily. We're going to go for this Aerial Ace here, trying to get to another Aerial Ace to either force a shield, but our opponent does snipe our energy. So this is definitely going to be a KO. Our opponent does reveal Fly. So do they have Fly and Brave Bird, or is this... There's the Brave Bird, and unfortunately for us, unable to win this game because they're going to be using their Lickitung very soon. So GG's to our opponent. That was quite a tinky team, especially with that Lickitung. Just being able to take out and bring our Azumarill pretty low. All right, here we go again. The terrible matchup. This time we're going to switch on to the Azumarill. We're going to switch it up. We see that they have the Wish Cash in the back. Wish Cash here, not necessarily the best counter to this Azumarill, so we have a chance here. We're going to go for this Hydro Pump immediately. This Hydro Pump will either get a shield or get a huge amount of damage, and now it's in range of Ice Beams. Our opponent does elect to go for another Mud Bomb here, but the Mud Bomb just tickles the Azumarill. We do see another Mud Bomb incoming, and now we have to throw this Ice Beam here on ideal timing. This is going to get the KO, or is going to get this shield. Our opponent does decide to let it go, and now they see that they are using their Toxapex. So Toxapex versus the Serperior is probably our best chance here, considering they'd had that Talonflame. We're going to shield here a potential Sludge Wave. We do shield the correct Sludge Wave. They switch out into their Talonflame, and now we have the matchup that we wanted. Bastiodon versus this Talonflame is going to be really good for us here. We're doing super effective smackdowns. However, the Talonflame is able to build up to 2 flame charges, and it gets us into the low yellow at least. Toxapex does come back in here, and we're going to go for our own Stone Edge here. It is going to be tank versus tank. Even though the brine is super effective, we are going to be able to survive it. We're going to try to get to another Stone Edge. We do finally get to the Stone Edge, so this is going to get the shield, or it's going to get this Toxapex really low. Plus, they only had 2 shields. They had to use one anyways. And then we're going to switch on to the Serperior, and we do get them to use their second shield. So we just got a shield right here no matter what. Even if it's a brine, we should be able to get to this move right here for the KO, and they realize that that's the situation. So GG's to our opponent. Able to wiggle out of that situation. Thankfully, the Azumarill was able to flip the switch against that Wish Cash. All right, next game, we have the Serperior versus the Azumarill. Fantastically, let's see what they end up switching out into. They go into their Shadow Dragonair. So Shadow Dragonair here is going to be very spammy. We're going to have to see if they're going to be able to get to 3 Aqua Tails, basically. So we're going to throw in a shield here. It looks like they already end into 50% range just from the smackdowns alone. And then our opponent here ends up getting to another Aqua Tail. This is potential KO. Doesn't quite KO actually, but we are looking to get it low enough so that we can win with our backline. Now we have to make a decision. We're going to come back in here with the Serperior or the Azumarill. We decided to go into the Serperior. We're going to shield right here because we can get a farmed out, and we know that they are probably not going to come in with their Azumarill, so we need some energy and health advantage. They do decide to come back in with the Trevenant. So Trevenant here is potentially throwing a Shadow Ball, but we shield here, ends up only being the Seed Bomb. Our opponent here tries to catch a move, but luckily we were able to be patient with it. We throw the correct Frenzy Plant. The Frenzy Plant does 70%, and then we try to catch a move. Our opponent here ends up throwing the move anyways, so this is going to be the play up. Okay, that's fine. But because we got this Azumarill so low, we are going to let them throw this play up here, and we're going to build up to 100 energy and undercharge this Ice Beam. This Ice Beam undercharge is going to help us build up to another move, and we finally do get to the Ice Beam, so we throw this Ice Beam ready for this Trevenant. This Trevenant here is going to have to shield. They're going to have to throw a move because we're very close to Ice Beam. We do get to the Ice Beam, but they are able to throw right on timing, so a nice CFP time. But we have a move on our Serperior. Our opponent does have a move too. Is this going to be the KO? No, they only had double Seed Bombs. So you are going to see this Hero Ace go through, and we are able to win that game. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Serperior, stacking up multiple moves, and the Azumarill coming in clutch, forcing out some energy and stacking 2 Ice Beams basically. Alright, here we go. We got the Serperior versus the Sableye. This is kind of a interesting lead here. Our opponent does end up throwing the move on timing, so they are going to be able to throw this Foul Play. We are going to throw a Frenzy Plant here. It is not going to KO, but let's see if we grab a shield. We do grab a shield, and so the idea here is to catch a move. Okay, we do catch a Foul Play, I believe. This Foul Play here is resisted, so we at least get them to use some inefficient energy. We're going to build up to an Ice Beam here. This is going to get either some big damage or potential shield. Okay, we get them into the low yellow. And at this point, the Azumarill has already done its job. We cannot beat this Venusaur. So we're going to take the advantage. And then we're going to use our Serperior here. Ooh, they are able to throw on timing. And we're actually just going to let this go because we think that this Bastiodon will be able to win us the game. Our opponent here ends up getting to another Frenzy Plant. We're going to have the shield here, and we're going to hope for the best. Let's see what they have in the back. We have the Bastiodon fairly healthy, and unfortunately a Quagsire. So this Quagsire here is going to be able to beat this Bastiodon. This is all but over. Unfortunately, the Serperior just could not match up against their backline. Basically, we needed to somehow win the switch, but because of that Venusaur coming in, they had such a dominant matchup. I don't see a world where we would have been able to win this game here. Just kind of a unfortunate team comp. So let's see if we can get a win on the next one here. We got the great lead of Serperior versus this Whiscash. Let's see what they end up doing here. They try to catch a move. They switch out into their Skarmory. We do have the Bastiodon for this matchup right here. Our opponent is building up a ton of energy, but we just have to build up to about 100 energy because they're going to be throwing some Brave Birds. Looks like that Brave Bird was a little bit undercharged, I think. They are at another move. Another Brave Bird does get released. Okay, it's going to get the CAP tied, and we're going to undercharge this Stone Edge here so that we can farm just a little bit extra. So almost at another Stone Edge, and anticipating the Whiscash to come back in. We're going to switch out into the Azumarill here to see what they have in the back, and they have the Clyker in the back right there, so we are going to be able to win that game. GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.